See, see,
What was one of the highlights of the show that
see, S, H, E, see, S, H, E, see, S, H, E, see, S, H, E, see, see.
welcome to the Sheep Hub Network, where we talk books, authors, and publishers. I am Shanita Finesse, CEO and founder of She Publishing LLC. And tonight, as usual, we are talking for the month of March, we are talking Women's History Month. So today, my co-host, I'm gonna bring her on in a second, but I got a surprise for y'all. Surprise, okay? This is all about women empowerment, okay? And so tonight, what I am doing is I am giving away five, I'm giving away five jewelry sets, okay? I am giving away five jewelry sets, and I will be donating about, I don't know, $150 to one of the authors who will be on this platform tonight. Okay. All right, y'all. So if you ask a question, I'm going to put your name in a raffle and you will win some paparazzi jewelry. Okay. So you're going to have to ask a question tonight, participate. You're going to have to like, share, comment, all that other good stuff. But we about to get this party started. Okay. So let me go ahead and welcome my co-host, who is LaShonda Demery, author of Tears of a Lost Soul.
Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
That was so beautiful. And I'm surprised by it. Now I want to be in the audience so I can be a winner. So how you doing tonight? How's everybody out there? How's
How y'all
everybody doing?
doing?
I'm excited about the giveaway, the surprise giveaway. I'm
Yes.
excited about our topic tonight. I'm excited about our guests. I got a sneak peek to see who she was, and I just got happy all over again. So I am excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Hey, sister. Hey.
Hey,
Yes, somebody.
Omia.
All
Yes,
right. So are we going to bring our guests on before we get started?
yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Okay.
I do want to let the audience know to make sure you post your name and where you're from in the chat, and make sure you ask a question and participate tonight. So yeah, let's go ahead and what we're gonna be talking about tonight though. What's
We
that
are
about?
talking about faith. And when I say faith, I say faith. We're talking about faith, foundation, and forward movement. Faith,
Yes.
foundation, and forward movement. So we got a really interesting topic tonight. You know, how faith, how our families have played a role in our victories, in our success, um, how they, how we have stood tall through it all. So this is a very
Yes.
interesting topic tonight. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I am excited.
And I'm just laughing at Royce here because we have a lot of the She family on, and Royce is like, "Hey, y'all, can men listen
And
in as
listening
well?"
as well.
Of course, especially if you're part of the She family, absolutely. So, all right, y'all, without further ado, y'all are going to be inspired tonight. Okay. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce one of the new authors, sisters in authorship on the block. We have for you, Natasha.
Tasha, get in here, girl.
Woo! Hey everybody! Hey y'all!
Hey,
Hey, hey,
Hey.
hey!
hey, hey, hey.
I'm excited. Super
Oh
excited.
man. So when we talk about faith, you guys, I mean, I gotta tell y'all, I was stunned, shocked, and amazed today. Okay. Now, Natasha is new with us, and Natasha, I want you to, introduce yourself and tell us, about your upcoming book and everything before we get into Faith Foundation and for a movement. But I gotta tell y'all, okay, I was at work doing my thing, and next thing you know, I saw some type of sale going on and I said, stop. I ain't met nobody as faithful. I mean, I have, but when I saw this spoke faith to me. This spoke foundation to me. This spoke forward movement to me. Okay. And ever since I've met Natasha and you too, and you too, LaShonda, it's just been a boost. Y'all have been a boost of inspiration to me and to this She family. So go ahead, tell us a little bit about yourself, Natasha.
I am the amazing. I am Natasha Ivette. I put my first name and then I put Ivette because that is my author name. That's what everybody will see. That's what you guys need to look for. Um, my amazing, my baby that is being birthed soon is Sex, Lies, and Sacrifice. And it's definitely gonna have you questioning, what are you sacrificing? Or are you sacrificing? Do you know what you're sacrificing? And what you're why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? I'm excited. I'm really excited about my project. This will be book number 1 to the Candyland series. So I hope y'all ready. I already got pre-orders, so we ready.
We're excited about that. Congratulations, sis.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. And you are excited yourself. All right, Shanita, you got anything to say before we jump in? I can't hear you.
Y'all know, yeah, nah, y'all know when you do Zooms and shows and stuff like that, mute is the favorite topic of the evening. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So if you have to say that a couple more times, it is all good. But no, I want us to dive right into what we're gonna be talking about
I'm on
tonight.
the stage right now.
Why?
Okay. All right, y'all. So faith, faith, faith. Okay. We're gonna start there tonight. Okay. So it's a few things that we know about faith. We know it's not a feeling. We know it's not an emotion, right? So we're gonna count that out before we even get started. It's not an emotion and it's not a feeling. We can't be moved by what we feel. We can't be moved by what we see. We can't be moved by what happened and all the whether it was something good or something bad. So, ladies, tonight I want us to describe our faith and what faith means to us. And I want Natasha to get us started. Go ahead and dive in first and then I'm gonna back Natasha up a little bit. But
Hey, the
we do,
sis.
yeah. And what it is about this topic tonight, it's a very creative subject, and it's something that sometimes we can want something so bad that we do it on our own. We move on our own. We start moving and doing things in our own strength, in our own way. But we do know, and this is from the Word of God, y'all. It's impossible to please God without faith. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I've already prayed, y'all. I'm so excited. I'm ecstatic about tonight. I'm just hoping we bless somebody, that somebody just stop by, jump in the chat, participate in our giveaway tonight. And then I had some ideas when you said that. So I got something interesting for our next one. But so y'all stay tuned and come back and see us. We are here tonight to inspire our women and the men that are listening. Okay. Okay. And so let's go ahead and get started. Natasha, talk to us about your faith and what faith means to you, and how did you grab a hold to it? Like, how did getting faith and having faith and faith manifestation, like, how did it come about? And tell us about your faith tonight.
You ready? Are
I'm
y'all
ready.
ready?
We ready.
Okay. And this is when it's all said and done. You're gonna understand why you said me first and you didn't go first. You're gonna understand this after this. For me, faith is me believing that no matter what obstacles, no matter what tests, what trials, no matter what it is I go through, I believe that one, it all happens for a reason. And as long as I continue to trust God and I believe that everything that He said, every little piece that He has given me, I believe that it's true. I believe it with everything in me. My faith is not like, you know how the scripture says all you need is a mustard seed of faith. My faith is absolutely crazy. My faith is crazy, right?
Crazy faith. Crazy faith.
When I say it's all capital letters crazy, I have this amazing publisher that I'm working with, right? And I had a meeting with her on last week, Wednesday. Faith, that's what we're talking about, right? Last week, Wednesday, I had a meeting with her. And I'm the same energy that I'm giving y'all right now is the same energy I was giving her. The day before that, I got a call on my phone, and it was my recruiter that I'm contracted through work. That person said, "Hey, Natasha, I am so sorry to call you, but they did budget cuts and the contract is up. You can't go to work tomorrow. It's done. Over." I said, "Okay, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Bye." She's like, no, this is terrible. She was mad. She was hot. I told her, it's okay. It's not okay. If you want to argue that it's not okay, that's perfectly fine. But I'm good. Right? I was fine. Everybody was mad. Everybody. I went that Wednesday before my meeting. I went to turn my stuff in at work. And I go in there, same energy I got right now. The boss lady pulled me in the office. She said, "Natasha, I'm so sorry. I hate that this happened to you. You were never this." I said, "It's okay." She said, "How could you say it's okay? Didn't you just buy a car?" I did. And it's okay. But I'm just, I said, "I promise you it's okay." I said, as long as not only did God tell me I can do all things, my natural father told me in the hospital bed, he said, "I believe you can do anything. And you can do anything." I'm talking about my daddy told me that. My mom, the one my mama helped, my daddy don't do stuff like this, y'all. I'm telling you. When he told me that, he confirmed what God already told me. Y'all, if I think that I can fly off and run down this street without losing my breath, I'm going to do it. That's how I'm talking. I got it. Everybody was mad. Got on the phone with my amazing publisher and let her know. I'm like, "This is what's going on." She was like, "Okay." Like, I said, "I'm good." Right? You ready? I know. I said, "Lord, let your will be done. I trust you. Whatever it is that He's doing in this season, He ain't going to do it without me." I already talked about that. He's not going to do it without me. Thursday. "Hey, Natasha, I'm calling to let you know we need you back. We want you back full time, full benefits, full bonuses, all of the above." I'll be back to work probably next week. Guess what I said? Thank you so much. I
Wow.
really appreciate you. Not only that, I made $1,300 in 4 hours about
Yes.
a couple minutes ago.
Yes.
Come on, sister, touch my
Come
hand,
on.
touch me,
Listen,
Come
touch me.
on.
listen. God don't play about me. When I say I got crazy faith, I didn't move. I didn't budge because I knew that it was going to be okay. You think he brought me, do I think he brought me all the way here just to be, for me to panic or me to, and that I've never been, that was not me a couple of years. That was not what I grew into who I am today. I tell everybody, I didn't grew up. I didn't grow up, y'all. And if you know me, you could see it. I see it. My faith is beyond anything that I could ever imagine. Anything that I could ever imagine.
Won't he do it, right? When you got that faith, when you got and you stood so firm when I talked to you that day, and I'm looking like, this is what you call faith. This is what you call believing in the midst of the storm.
Mm-hmm. I am not easily shaken.
Come on.
People have asked me all, like as of recently, like, you don't feel, you mad? I'm sorry that you upset. I really am. I truly hope that you get some. If you want some of this, I promise you, if you call me and say, Tasha, listen, I'm hot. Before you get off the phone with me, I bet you won't be. You won't be. Whatever he's doing for me. Listen, you think I'm going to let one thing take me back to where I came from? When I was going through, my only word, I had one phrase. When I was getting hit upside my head and dragged on the floor, I had one phrase: peace, be still. I believed that God was going to bring me out. And guess what? I'm here. I'm not scared anymore. I don't worry about a bill. I don't worry about no rent. When I tell you, God is making a way out of no way. So when I say my faith is what it is, believe me when I tell you, I've sown seed on an amazing foundation. I had some amazing women that prayed over me and covered me and taught not only me how to pray, but taught my kids how to pray for me and to cover me. My son say, Mama, you got all this stuff in the floor. I said, all of that is sold. He said, wait, what? All of it. Every last piece is sold. He said, all of it? Yes, sir. He said, you said it. He did it just like this. He said, you said it. He said, you always say it. He said, that's why I believe anything you tell me.
Mm-hmm.
God got me. He got y'all too. Believe it. Believe it. That mustard seed, get a jar of them, a container of them. They say a mustard seed of faith. Get a container of them, smash them all together. Smash them all together.
Yeah.
It's amazing on this side. I promise you it is.
Yeah, Mimi, she said,
That's good.
and
Go
you
ahead.
have praying friends. World,
Amen.
check your circle. It is about that circle, y'all. It is about that
circle.
foundation that you're building. Come on. Come on. Like I was on a whole just another level. I'm on the phone with her. You got a person who just lost their job. And she's just like, yeah, oh yeah, we good. This is about to go down. I'm good. Yeah, what's next? Oh, what this, that? I'm like, that this. Oh, that this. Oh, yeah, let's do it. And I'm just like, and then, I gotta tell y'all, this is truly a family in my heart. Okay, this is truly a true literary author family, y'all, because when you have people in your circle and people in your literary family who, while she lost her job, she giving me pointers on what to do and how to, and I'm just looking like, what? Just selfless, just straight. I'm speechless, y'all. I don't have anything to say. Okay. But what I am gonna say, I'm gonna read this since I'm lost for words. Jacqueline is like, go back to the song. It's a leak in the old building, and my soul got to move. I see you, sis. You have grew, and I am loving it for you.
Well, let me just jump in here right quick.
Mhm.
And so you said, I will understand why you went before me. So Monday morning, today's Tuesday,
Mhm.
that was our theme song for the prayer call. Lord, whatever you're doing, don't do it without me.
Mm.
Okay. So it's just like he brings things in alignment and he lets you know you where you need to be when you need to be there. And so I think it's so incredible the way you describe how your faith has grown. And even though you got that news, even people like us, okay, we're thinking we're authors, we're thinking it's some type of push to motivate us to push the vision. Maybe this is something holding me back. So maybe for a minute you was thinking, okay, then I'm just finna push my book. I'm just finna push my project, good. I need some rest anyway. And then once you wasn't moved by it and once you wasn't shaken, they called you back and asked you to come back. So that says a lot about your faith. I'm so glad you shared that. You set the stage for us tonight. And that's what this is about. Not being moved, not being shaken. So for me and my faith, it took me a lot to believe the way that I do. So it took, some falling up, some falling down, some getting up. It cost me a lot of mistakes. I had to let a lot go before I got to where I am today. And so for me in my faith, it's me believing what God say and not what I think or
Yes.
my circumstances. It's like I'm learning, I haven't perfected it, but I am learning not to be moved by what I see or
Mhm.
by what I hear, but believe what God told me. And so that is carrying me, and it has carried me a lot further than I would be today if I had not started believing the way that I do. So my faith, even in my relationships, like with my children, my children were wayward because I abandoned them. And so I struggled, once I got sober, and I've been sober for 14 years, almost
Amen.
15 years.
Yes,
Praise
yes,
God for
yes.
that.
Congratulations.
Yes, and so when you're in your addiction, I'm in recovery, and you lose your children, you don't know what it's going to look like when you're trying to get them back or when you reunite with them, you know, and a lot of other stuff happen. But at the end of the day, I can't let shame speak for me. I can't let guilt speak for me. I can't let, disappointment speak for me. I have to let my faith speak for me. One day, my daughter knocked on my door and she showed up and she was hurt the most out of my sons. But my faith caused me to pray. My faith caused me to believe. And I couldn't chase her because I didn't know how. I couldn't go after her because the way I was going after my children, was through money and through giving and through it. And it wasn't the right way, but it was the only way I knew how, but it
Mhm.
didn't work. I can tell you that it didn't work. But when I began to pray and when I began to believe God for our unity and for restoration and for my healing, something started to happen. And that's when I
Mhm.
started to focus on myself and what I needed and, all the things I just named, even fear. I was afraid,
Mhm.
but faith took charge of everything that I do today, even with my book. I had to just step out there on faith because there was
Mhm.
some stuff I said in there that the world knows about now, stuff that I can't hide anymore. And even since then, I've shared some other things. So it's my faith that carries me. It's definitely my faith. And if you are struggling in your faith, only believe. It's like that's something you got to practice. You have to practice. You have to choose to believe God for your outcome. And that's what I'm doing today. Shanita, you want to share about your faith
Well, I
and what it
actually
looks
want to
like?
I kind of want to
Oh,
make some comments, because what I will say is, so back when you were going through what you were going through, um, would you say you were not as strong in your faith at that moment?
When I was going through, I didn't have any faith at all. I was running off of my emotions. I was running off of
mhm.
my pain. I was running off of, I had this excuse box where, my mama abandoned me and I abandoned my children. And, that was my excuse to use. That was my excuse to stay, running wild in the streets. And I justified my actions because of my pain. So it wasn't about, faith to get the next hit, hoping and praying I could continue to get high,
Mhm.
and then Natasha mentioned something about being battered. you know that's what I was addicted to, abuse, being harmed. That became my phone. It was like a mutual bonding. I was bonded with, pain, and I was bonded with abuse. And so I wasn't operating on faith at all. So you're looking at a 360 right now. You're looking at a 360. I ain't gonna run you down. I'm not gonna chase you. We're not doing
Mm.
all that. And I had to grow up in a lot of areas, even being connected to people in relationships. It doesn't matter as much as it used to. And then I learned that my motives were wrong. I had the wrong motive, you
Mhm.
Mhm.
know. So now
Yeah.
my faith says wait.
Yes.
My faith says wait, on my mate. My faith says wait on relationship. My faith says wait on connections. Look at me connected to the Sheep Publishing Company. And I'm just being honest with you. Like, what better connection could I ever have got connected to? Someone who's gonna support me, see about me, listen to me,
Yes.
involve me. We are involved with one another. We are a family. And you just can't find this. You just can't walk up and run up on it. It finds you.
Is
Go ahead.
we can touch you. You can
Yeah.
touch.
Yes.
It's not the same. When you can physically reach out and touch, it hit different. It hits different.
It does. It does. Because in this industry, and how, what does this have to do with faith? It shows that we had to believe in order to get
Exactly.
connected. We had
Yeah.
to believe in order to get connected, because we're all, anybody that wants to tell their story, share their story. Uh, we don't know how it's going to happen. We don't know
Right.
how. We don't know what it's going to cost. Even with the cost, you be thinking your faith gonna have to move. You got to shake something, because if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't have faith in what God has shown you, you will never step out.
Never.
You will never step out. You
That's
will
the
be
truth.
restricted in fear. You'll be restricted in fear, and your faith will not activate at all.
I know what
Yeah.
it
And
was.
somebody said, having that Peter kind of faith. That's
Come
right.
on with it.
Come
Sleeping
on.
peacefully through the storm. He was shackled and rested in peace. That's it.
Do you, Steve and I use this on a regular basis, you guys. I use it on a regular basis. And I have this in my journal on purpose, with purpose. Everything I'm doing was with purpose. You may not be able to see, but you can see that graph, right? I'm
Uh-huh.
staying on one road, and that's Faith Street. One road is Faith
Wow.
Street. My blessings, God. Steve Harvey said, your blessings, everything you asking God for only goes to one street, and that's Faith Street. You can't go down Pity Way and Doughty Drive, and I can't, you can't go all over there.
Right.
So I've been planting my feet on Faith Street, because not only do I want the things that I'm asking for right now, I want all the stuff that I let go back to the warehouse that Peter gonna take me through. When it's my time to go, I don't want no door to be like, what's behind it? I don't want any of that. I want everything that God has for me. So I have to stay on the solid, what you said, foundation that God got me on. Solid.
So let's get there. Let's get there. Let's talk about our foundation. let's talk about our foundation and
And I
what are we
know
doing? Go ahead.
I definitely want to jump to the foundation, but I definitely also just wanted to highlight what Royce said as well. When God's people aren't afraid to show their true sleeves, people want to keep that light around. And it is just the truth, like a moth to the flame, you feel compelled to draw near.
Mhm.
Come on now. Okay, all right now. Foundation, here we
That's
come.
it. Ross. Give it up for Ross. You know, he slid that in that, didn't he? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Your
But your
foundation has to be
foundation.
solid.
Your
Has to
foundation
be
has
solid.
to, your
Yes.
foundation, yes, it. So let's talk about our foundations. What are we doing on a daily basis? What do we start our day with? I mean, uh, who do we run to? Like, what do we do to keep ourselves in a sound mind and sane? You know, for me, I'm a believer. You know, Jesus is my rock. So, you know, I can really go down through there, you know. But at the end of the day, that's my foundation, his character, who he is. You know, when I'm trying to reflect, you know, how should I respond, how should I live, that's my foundation, that's my run to, that's my go-to. You know, I want to keep a clean conscience. I don't want to do nothing that's gonna make my, you know, make me feel you know, condemn my conscience where I feel bad about what I did. I don't want to walk in shame. You know, I want to be in forgiveness. You know, I want to pray every morning throughout the
Amen.
day. You know what I'm saying? Anything that I'm fixing to do or anything I want to do, I go to God about it. And I'm learning to do that more and more and more often. So that's my foundation, to operate in peace, to have peace, you know, not to do something that's going to take me away from who God has called me to be. So my foundation is him. And when I say it's really hard to get me off course. And when I do get off course, I hurry up and get back on course. It never lasts long because I do have a foundation. So we want to describe our foundation. You know, do we have friends? Do we have circle of friends? Or do we have one or two? Because I don't need very many. I'm one of them kind of people. I compartmentalize everything. You know, this is what this looks like. This is the type of relationship that this is or that is, and that's my foundation. I'm only gonna go too far. I keep my boundaries. You know, Father God, keep a wall of fire around me. I don't need a lot of going out, in and out. I don't need none of that. So my foundation is keeping myself safe, keeping my soul safe, keeping my mind free. You know, being able to study, being able to read. You know what I'm saying? Being able to respond to life. So that's my foundation, and that's what I focus on. I don't need to be here, there, everywhere, all over the place, all the time, trying to
Mhm.
cover a lot of stuff and do a lot of things. I keep everything where I can be able to manage my life. So managing my life is another part of my foundation. Staying connected and staying focused. Darlene say yes, stay connected. So who wants to talk about their foundation tonight?
I can you know how like when they get ready to do the when they get ready to do the sidewalk and they got to beat the ground up and tear all that
Yes.
up. That's what my foundation looked like a year ago. I didn't have a strong foundation.
Mm.
It makes me sad to say I didn't have a support system like I have now. And I can say that freely and
Mhm.
not feel it hurts because I love so hard. When I say I love hard, I'm going to do, I am one of them that's going to give you, I'm going to push you until I push you down, until you get it. I'm going to love you until you got to burn me. I used to use this thing. You got to burn me in the eyeball with a cigarette 456 times for me to stop messing with you. That was a year ago.
Mhm.
My foundation was so messed up. I didn't have a foundation. I didn't have anybody that I trusted well enough to say, this or to say any. Now I ask God, remove everything, everybody, people, places, things, families, everything. That's why my
Oh,
non-negotiable stands today. I usually push my boundaries back. I set these boundaries. I ain't nobody they pushed that boundary line all the way back to as non-existent. That's how cracked my foundation was. Now, today, that solid ground, I'm talking about that pavement is brand new. And when I
I
think
see. I
it's
see.
about to crack, when I think it's a crack in, I gotta let it go. You know why? Because I am so you said that you're not easily moved. Like, I'm real it's easy for me to not go back to how I was, but it's easy for me to be like, oh my God, I would get in a space where I'm like, oh, I gotta do. No, not today. Today I'm not doing nothing. It's about me, what I want, what's gonna make me happy. Because as long as I put me first, and when I say put me first, I'm talking about amongst the people. Because God is definitely first for me. I seek him first every morning. Before I get out the bed, I'm talking. Hello, what up, G? We in this thing.
What
What we
up,
gonna do
G?
today? We feel good today. I go outside where there's peace, y'all. I hear birds. Because he said, I'm gonna give her this. I gotta give her this solid foundation. Because when she on them rocks and they all messed up, she gonna tear her ankle up. I got enough. I didn't jump so many different times. I trust God gonna take care of me. So I'm gonna jump. I didn't jump so many times, not just for me. I realized right now that I wasn't jumping for me. I'm jumping out the plane for everybody else. Tearing myself up. That's why my knees and my elbows hurt. My knees and my elbows hurt. So now that I have that solid foundation, come over here and shake a tree if you want to. It ain't gonna move. It's not. God got me planted. He got me planted. And he told me, listen, you squirrel, sit down.
right.
And guess what?
That's good.
I'm sitting in the chair. I love it.
We have another comment.
Yeah.
We have another comment from Ross. He says, every morning before my feet hit the floor, before I move to do anything, I pray to set the day and what's to come. I don't even speak to Lisa before I speak to God. Amen.
Wow.
Amen.
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 Come on
And
now.
Ross, we already know one thing. You the head of your family. So you have
I
to
know
stay
that's
connected.
right.
You have to stay connected. That's all right there, man of God. Amen. Amen. And Shanita, I know you may have something to say, but before I let this slip away from me, we have to
Mm-hmm.
give ourselves permission to have a foundation. We have to give ourselves permission to have a foundation. It's okay to say no. Okay. It's
Yeah.
okay to say, let me think about it.
Mhm.
It's okay to say, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. Let me pray about that. Like we do have to give ourselves permission to lay a foundation. Because if we always tore from the floor up, running here, doing this or that, our
Exactly.
foundation is ripping and running. It's
Yes.
nothing solid about that. It's nothing solid about that. Your
Yep.
finances ain't in order. Your house ain't in order.
Come on
Your
with it.
business ain't in order.
Come
You
on.
just all over the place. Every time somebody call you, you ripping, you running. No, and then when you
Mm-hmm.
say it's
Yes,
all
God.
about me, they call you selfish. Okay, let me be selfish for 1 day or 2 days. How about that? So we do have to give ourselves permission to have a foundation and to build one. Hmm.
Understanding that grace that you give everybody else, give that grace to yourself when you say no.
That's
And
it.
no is a
Absolutely.
complete sentence. I didn't know that. No is a complete sentence. I just
Oh, heck
learned that in
yeah.
my almost 48 years. No is
Right.
a complete sentence. And
Yeah.
now I like it.
And oh, period. That's complete.
Yeah.
That's
That's
Hello.
all you need.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah, as we are talking about foundation, we did get a question from Jacqueline. She said, "How do you set the foundation for adult children from
Mm,
letting them make the same mistakes you made?"
mm,
If anybody has any comments about that.
I got to comment about that because I do have adult children. Okay. And
Okay.
so you have to be mindful. I am the mother who abandoned her children, right? And so I was restored back to my children when they became adults, right? And so I had to really deal with how to handle them because they were manipulating. They were manipulating me. So how do I handle them today? How do you set the foundation for the adult children? You don't. You don't set the foundation for the adult child. You set boundaries. You set boundaries for you. And so you gotta look at, if I set a boundary for them, how do I set a boundary for another adult individual? Right? It's not it's it you won't find balance there. Even if you walk yourself to the end of doing that, what would it look like for you? It's going to look like stress. It's going to look like disappointment because you've created something for them that they did not create for themselves. And then the end of it was, put it back up there. What was the
See, let
end
me
of it?
see. Yeah, I definitely want to answer that question as well.
Okay,
Let
it
me
was
see. Let
it
me
was
go back
something
to
she
that.
said after the adult child.
Let me see if I can find that comment again. Here it is.
It
Fro-
said, from letting them make the same mistakes you made. That's
Yeah.
another thing. I can't stop them from making mistakes. It's going to be nearly impossible because they got to have the unction and the wisdom to understand that I can learn from my mother's mistake. I used to tell my kids all the time, look what happened to me. Look what all that I went through. Your own
Hmm.
mama, it didn't work. And I'm telling y'all, I went from the worst to the, grab your copy, Tears of a Lost Soul. I went
Hmm.
through it. So I was the sacrifice. I went through
mm.
it. It wasn't nothing but God that shook me back. I'm telling you, y'all looking at a woman that was a size 1, jaw sunk in, yellow teeth, all that, bald head. Okay. So let me tell y'all something. I was the sacrifice for my entire family. Did nobody have to go through if that was the case? The same mistakes that I made. So it's shocking to hear some things, but it's just the truth. There's no way you can
Yeah.
set a foundation for your child, and there's no way you can stop anybody, even your children, from making the same mistakes you did. I mean, you could
Now
do
I
the
have
best.
a little different point of view from that. Like, and
Mhm.
maybe I don't know if we want to say foundation boundaries. I'm no therapist or nothing like that. I can just tell you about me and my story. As far as a foundation being set for me, I did have there was some type of established foundation for me is how I would describe it. Um did I have both mom and dad in the house? No, I didn't, but I did have mom and dad who protected me. You know what I'm saying? Who spoiled me with love, I would say, and talk to me. And my mama will tell you, mama, she will tell you, like, no, you can't. All you can do is talk to your kids. All you can do is pray for them, but you
Mhm.
can still set some type of example. I call it foundation, some type of something. You know what I'm saying? I saw in her maybe what I aspired to be. I saw in others around me in her circle of what I wanted to be. So, when you have that circle too, your children will see that circle. Like my husband, he has a circle of friends. They call themselves the circle boys. My children see their dad having friends and things like that. So we're setting that foundation, in my opinion, that tradition. We are setting traditions, when they do something that maybe you shouldn't do. Like, how you go in the corner store, you be with your friends and you take something, hopefully that will come to light so that you can see that, so that you or somebody else in your circle can say something to them. Okay. So I feel like, you gotta talk, you gotta pray for them. They gonna do what they gonna do, but you gotta stand on that faith. What both of you guys have been talking about what Natasha was talking about. It's like you lose a job, you can't cry over spoiled milk. Now we are human. You know what I'm saying? But you got to keep it moving. Now, just imagine the type of foundation she set for her son when he saw her like, okay, and this is what I'm about to do. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm a whole nother level of inspiration of what I saw earlier today on your channel, Natasha. I mean, to see that faith, it was like, I feel like you are setting a foundation for that man, that boy who will become a man. I don't know how old he is, but you are setting that foundation for him. So that's how I feel about it. You know, you got to show that strength. You got to show that faith. And maybe they will do the same, because I know my daughters look at me and they are strong. And sometimes I look at them and I see the things that they do and I'll be like, damn, wow, you know, but they make mistakes too. So I believe that, you know, setting traditions, and we all are gonna walk different paths of life. Like, and that's cool. And that we need us to be different. Everybody don't need to be the same. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't learn, you can't grow, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You need a follower and you need a leader. You need an author and you need a publisher. You need a sister and a brother. Look, I didn't have any sisters or brothers, but guess what? It was created. God allowed this to happen. So I do have brothers and sisters in authorship. I created my family. You know what I'm
Amen.
saying?
That's
The
it.
people who I sign, it got to be good for me. It's got to be
That's
good for
it.
you too. We got to have that connection. You know what I'm saying? Because I am building a family, whether you know it or not. You know, so that's just my take on foundation when it comes to the children. I know everybody else. What are your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen, about setting a foundation for your children? And also, another question that we got out there is, what do you do in the morning? Because again, we want to give back. We want this conversation to bless somebody, and we want to be blessed as well, y'all. So, what are you thinking? Participate. I got some people's names down who went in some jury tonight, because for me, when I found out that my sister in authorship, even though I'm your publisher, the first thing I thought about was, what am I going to do to help my sister in authorship? And this is what I'm doing tonight. I'm giving away jewelry tonight. I'm sending you money tonight, and I better have them things in my mailbox, like you were saying earlier. But you don't just sit back and let family just go down. No, you got to keep them deposits in them. Like I keep telling you about this emotional bank account. I'm sorry,
Yes.
I'm finna get on my soapbox in 2 seconds. So let me be quiet.
I got one.
I will go on and on.
But
With
I
with
got
this
something. Go ahead. You go
with this
first.
foundation, because I out of my 25, nope, he'll be 25, 22, 19. Those my ages. One kid, one of my 3, and I'm that mama that's going, baby, I'ma talk until my face turned blue. Up under this red, my whole head's gray. And that's real. Up under this red, my whole head is gray. Bars. Oh, see? Off track. Squirrel. When I say I have one, and it was nothing, my faith allowed me to let her. I said, maybe she just got to scrape her head a little bit. Nope, that didn't work. I had to, and I'm still doing this right now today. I got to let her scrape from her chin all the way to the back of her neck. Do y'all know how hard that is for me? I got to watch her. I got to watch her do this. I cannot. And I told, I don't know if it was Mimi that I told, I said, I got to give it to God. And when I say I had to give it to God, I had to give it to God. And I can't keep going back picking it up. I grew it up, y'all. I haven't picked it up. She been in this house with me for 30 days. Tan it up. Scrape from that lip all the way to the back of your neck. And then when you're done, I give you a Band-Aid. I'm doing everything. I'm showing you. I'm not talking about it. And I am one of those that's going to talk. I'm not talking about it. But I'm showing you, hey, Piper, Take her out of here real quick. I'm doing something.
Now Piper trying to show you at the moment, but
You hear me?
yeah.
I have allowed God to. I said, "All right, Lord, you gave it. You gave the kid to me. I appreciate the blessing, but
Back.
tag you it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tag you
I
it.
think I want to bring both. I want to bring it all together. I just want to say something real quickly about, because when I'm looking at the question, how can I do it for them? Is what
Okay.
I took from the question. How
Mm-hmm.
can I do it for them? So my response is you can't. You
Cannot.
can't set it
I
for them.
understand. I
Yeah,
get that.
yeah, you
Yes.
can't set it for them. But setting the example, oh my goodness,
That's it.
if I could, if you guys could see my heart for my children today, and when you become a blessing to be a blessing, I do bless them, and I probably am doing some things I should not do for them even now. But at the end of the day, I stay in my lane. I do stay in my lane. And when you say scarf from here to there, whatever you got to do, I stay out their business. I don't dibble and dab or try to tell them what to do, how to do it, and all that. I encourage them by my walk,
Yes.
and
That's
I
it.
mentor through my faith, and I live through example. So when they reflect, they already know how I'm coming and what I'm gonna say, basically what I'm gonna do about it. So I'm constantly, showing, living and walking out this life. But I get it from both sides. We do have to um, be an example, be an expression, have something for them
Mm-hmm.
to encourage them, of course. But
Yes.
Be.
as far as, I want you to be, I want your foundation to be all you, and I want my foundation to be all me. And then we can come together. But if you tore from the flow up, and it's gonna drain me. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna eventually drain me. And so
Hmm.
I do have to stay focused. So when you do come to me and show up and knock at that door, there is a door for you to knock at. So I
Right.
do have to be careful with my walk, with my faith, and then love as hard as I can, as much as I can, because I love hard. But at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, I do have to have boundaries. So I did grab some of the things that you said, Shanika, and I do get it. And then I grab what you said as well. And so we have to be mindful. And however the Lord is leading you, let's do it that way. How are you being led to
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
assist your children, assist your family? You know, um, there's something that was going over on the internet about, like, the rich people, they won't help their families. And then you heard a few of them said, if I helped all of them, I'd be poor too. And you just have to, whatever your circumstances is, you do have to do what's best for you in your situation.
Yeah, but I do agree with you though, LaShonda, in saying that you can't do it for them. Okay, you can be an example, you can show. So I do want to clarify that as well. You know what I'm saying? So I totally get it.
It
But
took a lot
yeah.
for me not to. It took a lot. It took a lot. I'm talking about, like you said, drained me, made me sick. Blood pressure so high. You gotta sit down because you're about to stroke out. Blood pressure in the 200 over hundreds. And I decided I'm just gonna show you. And you'll get, either you gonna get it, or God gonna have to show you. He gonna have to show you another way. Because and once I took my hands off of it, I see God tweaking that thing. And guess what I'm gonna do every morning? Peace, be still.
Yeah. Yep.
God got it. I've learned to take my, every time I go and put my hand on that, he go like this. I'm like, man, bro, you gonna break my, I'm talking about how I talk like this. I'm like, man, bro, you gonna break my nail. He's smacking that hand like, get back. Get back, I got it. I'm laying the foundation.
Yeah.
And it's up to you. I'm showing you. I'm not making you look, but you see me. Because I am shining. I am shining, y'all.
Yeah, I
And
think setting
this
that
is
foundation, I'm sorry, setting that foundation every morning now. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's good to start with a positive or based foundation, or however you want to do your thing, because it's whatever's going to keep you motivated and keep you inspired. Like Mimi says, she says she do not pick up the phone before talking to God. And again, whatever it is that you do, set D&D to spend time with God. When I get up, I thank God, listen to scripture and our motivation speaker and next, and then journal. So what are you grateful for? Like, do you start with that? What are you grateful for? Because sometimes you wake up, things happen, and you just be like upset at the world. You know what I'm saying? And we human. So guess what? Some mornings, maybe you did wake up on the wrong side of the bed or something like that, or the left side of the bed or whatever. Hey, I tell my kids, hey, go back to bed and wake up on the right side of the bed. We can do this again. I be joking with them. But what do you start your morning with? We want to know. We want to know so we can help and inspire someone.
This is good. This is so good. And I'm
Yes, it
looking at
is.
the time. We got like 4 minutes left. But let me say this here. Let me say this here. I can't get off here without saying this here. When you see somebody's life transform right before your eyes, that's all you need to say.
Yes.
That's all you need to say. When you pick yourself up, when your children have seen you, the world has seen you walk around, lost in the streets. And when they look up now, you at least you driving a little tutu or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like when they see you transform, let your transformation speak for you. Let your faith speak for you. Okay. And that's gonna be enough. That's gonna be enough. It may not seem like it's working, but it's working, y'all. Prayer changes things. And we want to give some takeaways tonight, a few takeaways, something that we can use. We've talked about meditation. We've talked about prayer. We've talked about building a foundation that will stand, whatever it is that you believe in, something stronger than yourself. We've shared our stories, how we've had to let go and let God. We've shared how we have been examples, how we support our families, how we love on them the best way that we can. So we want our faith to help us in this forward movement. We talked, that's the end of our conversation tonight. Forward movement, whatever keeps us moving forward, not something that's going to drain us, suck the life out of us. You got to be mindful and you got to be careful. Whatever you need to do to protect your sanity, to protect your forward movement, your forward motion, do it. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. That's all I got, Shanita. You got something else?
Do what you got to do so that you can do what you want to do. Come on.
What? Say it again.
Do what you got to do so that you can do what you
want to do. I like
Come
that.
on now.
What's forward movement look like to me? Pressing toward the mark. I'm telling you. I got 29 journals. I write in every last one of them. Do what you got to do so that you can do what you want to do. Whatever that looks like. Whatever that looks like.
Good.
Yeah, so I will say that whoever was on here tonight asking questions, participating, you will be getting something, because I will be sending Natasha the monies for what we will be sending out. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, so I'll be doing that. Also, before we go tonight, I do want LaShonda, you to let the viewers know where they can get your book, the name of your book, and all that good stuff.
Okay, all that good stuff. Tears of a Lost Soul. You can find Tears of a Lost Soul on tearsofalostsoul.com. You can find it on the She Publishing Network, shepublishing.com, correct? Correct.
Yeah,
You can find it on Amazon. You can find it on Barnes and Nobles. You can find it on Walmart. You can just click it and Google it, and you can find it anywhere. We do prefer you order the book from us, of course, but it's your preference. All we really care about is that you get your hands on Tears of a Lost Soul, the second edition by LaShonda Demery. That is where I share my story and how I made it. Yeah, I made it out of a lot. And so you'll just see a series of how I made it and how I made it, how my family is doing. Not currently. It's been some time now since I wrote the book, but my granddaughters wrote in the book, and my daughter wrote in the book, and my son wrote in the book. So it's an incredible book. And grab your copy.
Is. It is. It's definitely an incredible book, y'all. Like you got to get it. It's a perspective of her family, and we have a question. How did your family feel about it? Even though we're wrapping this up, y'all, we'll talk more about it. We're gonna talk more about it next week. But getting that book, you are going to see the perspective of how her family felt about her writing her truth and her writing her story, and everything. And then I can't wait till Natasha comes out with the launch of her book, which is launching September of this year. And she spoke about her book, and we're gonna talk more about that. I have a couple books. I think I'm in the process of writing a couple of books right now, but my From Projects to Publisher, my second series is coming out talking about building your own table. And then the first From Projects to Publisher is some really great tidbits and snippets in there about my foundation and how I set that foundation for myself and set an example for my girls, whether it was good or bad examples, that kind of thing, is in that book as well. And so, again, next week, we want you to join us next week. But I also have a question that I'm about to put out there, okay? Because it's not all mad, it's good too. I want you guys to come back next week with some tips on building good habits and creating green flags, okay? In what you do, in the things that you do in your life, in the boundaries that you set. Let's talk about some good habits, some green flags, and the topic for next week. The topic for next week actually is, and see, Shonda, you called me, so I said I'm gonna make sure I have it for you today. Week 4, it will be about roadblocks, barriers, and the battle within, but it will also be about, again, setting those boundaries, those good habits, and those green flags. So with that, you guys, thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope to see you for the next Taco Tuesday. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all those who celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Green is actually my favorite color. But thank you, ladies.
I love y'all for free, and it ain't nothing you can do about it.
Love you back.
I
We
know
love you
that's
back.
right. Love
Thank
you
y'all for
back.
joining us. Come back and see us. Next week we'll be here.
Yes, we
Bye, y'all.
will.